Welcome to the jungle. We got the fun and games. Welcome back, everybody. It's Monday, so you know what that means. We got another movie coming to Blu Ray tomorrow, so I figure it's time to do an analysis on it. And that movie is Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Now, of course, you guys may be wondering what there is to analyze about this film. I mean, it's just a simple video game, popcorn, fun, thrilling sequel to the original Jumanji. But here's the thing. This is what I love about Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, other than the fact that, you know, of course you guys know I love the movie and I thought it was just a blast. But what I really like that this film does is not only look at the dynamics of friendships, but also look at the dynamics when it comes to relationships. Now, this analysis, unlike some of my others, I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers, so nobody has to click away here. So let's just get started, shall we? So when we look at the characterization of these kids before they get turned into their avatars after they're sucked into the Jumanji game, it's not only an interesting character dynamic, but it's also an interesting friend dynamic. Of course, I don't want to get too spoiler heavy, but what I can say is that the dynamic between Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart, those two men, those two characters, in my opinion, they have the best example of a dynamic of friendship that will shift and change over the course of time. I mean, for 1 minute, friendships, let's look at it this way. Friendships, they can be strong as all get out at one point, or they can feel like they're gonna break and those two friends will split up eventually. Or, you know, they can just be at some middle ground where, you know, both friends aren't really talking to each other. They will every once in a while. They know their friendship is still there, but both of them are just very, very busy. And then we look at a relationship standpoint. We look at a relationship between friends, a relationship between parents and children, and a relationship between couples. This film really does have it all when it comes to terms of showing how relationships and dynamics can change overall. I'm trying to tiptoe if you couldn't tell, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys. This is a film, I know it came out a little while, but it is one of those films that I think you guys should check out. Either rent it, buy it, see it with a friend, whatever you have to do. Check out Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. But one of my favorite aspects about the dynamics that they show on screen that I haven't really seen many times when it comes to film is to show how the dynamics between friendships can change and how there are different aspects that make friendships great. Like, they're not always going to be perfect. They're not always going to be 100%. But if you dig through, if you push through, if you work at it, if you kind of think of your relationships kind of like an entrepreneur, you will be able to have much more successful, much more effective, and much better relationships overall, be it as a couple or with your parents or with friends. You gotta keep growing and improving and changing over the course of time. And with all the humor that this film has, I feel like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle did that really, really well, especially since the character arcs in the movie, they start out one place and then they go to a completely different place, and I absolutely loved how this was portrayed on screen. And Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle also has a fact of showing what it's like to introduce a new friend into the group, even if you aren't particularly close with that person. And this is stemmed by the effectiveness that was Jack Black's hilarious performance. If we look at all these characters, they're not exactly the kinds that would mingle with one another, but it's obvious that there are some characters that bond together more closely than others. And when Jack Black's character gets involved, it may have started out as a nuisance, but overall, it's really great to see that they showed that although you may hate a person at first and you may not like anything that they stand for, if you get to know them and if you introduce them and bring them into your group, they may become one of the best friends that you will ever have for the rest of your life. So overall, guys, that's really all I had to say about Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle. I absolutely love this movie. I mean, it's a film that on the surface, it doesn't look like there's that much to it, but honestly, there's a lot of really good heartfelt moments in here. And like I said, the way this film portrays friendships, the dynamics of friendships, introducing new people into your group of friends, and just getting to know people who have different interests than you is something I absolutely love, because it's something I absolutely believe. I'm all for introducing new and interesting people because it just spices up life and it makes everything that much more great and that much more interesting. But of course, guys, I have my thoughts, but it's your thoughts that matter most. So what is your opinion of Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle, and what do you get from it that is not just the surface layer stuff? What can you analyze from this film? Whatever your thoughts may be, I'd love to hear them, because conversations on this platform, they are my absolutely favorite thing. Absolutely favorite thing. That makes no sense. They are my absolute favorite thing. But guys, thank you so much for showing up. And if you're new here, don't be afraid to click that subscribe button and tap the bell notification so you'll be aware when new content is up on the channel. And as always, guys, if you like what you've heard here and seen here and you want to see more, click right there and subscribe and become part of the fray of nerds who love cinema. You all have a fantastic day.